Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa Whelchel. Happy birthday to you, and many more on Channel 4 and Scooby-Doo on Channel 2 and Frankenstein on Channel 9. Good morning.
Good morning.
How does it feel to be 35?
Oh, it feels the same as 34.
Lisa Whelchel played Blair on TV's Facts of Life. How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago we ended. 19 years ago we started.
Wow, that was a long-running series.
Mm-hmm.
On what network?
NBC.
NBC.
Many more on Channel 4.
What's that?
There's many more on Channel 4.
That's right, in Southern California.
That's right, yeah. Now, were you glad when it ended?
I wasn't particularly, glad. I wasn't sad because I was just about to get married and embark on a new wonderful phase, but it wasn't something I was looking forward to it ending. It was a wonderful experience, so it wasn't like I was just, I can't wait to get finished with this and get out of here.
Yeah.
Were you an actress before Facts of Life?
Yes. Uh-huh.
What roles were you in?
I was one of the new Mickey Mouse Club members when they revised the Mickey Mouse Club show for Disney.
Okay.
So that brought me out here at 12.
Where's home?
Texas.
Texas.
And so that brought me to California to do that, and then I did some TV movies and a couple of, movies that I don't even think are on the video shelves, but they may be, and that kind of stuff, guest spots before I landed Facts of Life.
How difficult has it been to be away from Hollywood for you?
Oh, not at all.
Not difficult at all?
No, not difficult at all. Well, I think also because I went straight from the series to getting married, and then a year and a half later we had our first child, and then we had 3 children in 3 years, and then I've just been jumped in headlong into motherhood, so I've had plenty to fill up my plate.
Paul Peterson, formerly with the Donna Reed Show, has been kind of bitter about being a child actor, and has kind of started a support group for child actors and said children really shouldn't be in that rigorous lifestyle. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I agree. I don't want my children to get into show business, and I have a 14-year-old brother who's very talented, and I've discouraged him.
Now, is that because of the pressure of being in show business? Does it take your childhood away, or just temptations? What was most difficult for you?
A lot of different reasons. For me, I think I'm an exception to the rule, in that I turned out okay, and it was a really good experience for me. But I think that's only because if the Lord calls you for something, then He's going to make everything work. And not that I didn't have struggles and trials that were different than any other teenager, but teenagers do have struggles and trials. So it wasn't that it was totally wonderful, but I was very protected by the Lord. But I don't see that many people that really are called into show business, and I don't know why that is. But I don't see that to be the case out here, and especially for children, it's an unrealistic lifestyle. You don't, if you're making $50,000, a week at 15, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the high school football quarterback syndrome gone really bad.
I had a friend that was in one of the Billy Graham movies, Barbara Siegel, who not the one that was married to David Carradine. This is another one. She was in Time to Run. And she just told me, she says, there just are not the parts for Christian actresses. Now, this is before Touched by an Angel and some of these other TV programs, and I don't agree with everything on Touched by an Angel, but do you think that it's possible for a Christian to exist in Hollywood, to not compromise their faith, and to get enough roles to live on?
That last little line there really, makes me answer no. I don't think there are enough roles to live on. I think if you have another job and you're willing to wait for the few jobs that do come around, because it's not just the parts that the actor or actress is required to play, but it's the writing, it's the the storyline, just the spirit behind the story, all that kind of thing, is affecting the roles that you choose. Not to mention, then if you want to go so far as to say, the people you work with, I feel like that's I think that's a good thing if you're working with unbelievers. So I think that's actually fine, but not for children. I think that's too hard for children to work around that atmosphere when their sea legs aren't strong enough yet in the Lord.
I had an agent who got me good voiceover parts early on in my career, but he dropped dead, and I got another agent. And as a Christian, he would have me doing ads for things I didn't want to do. There was a Dwyer Scotch ad I said no to, and then he wanted me to give the dubs to a German movie that was not real edifying. And so I went out on 3 interviews, and I refused 2 of them. And he said, you don't have a name, you haven't been around very much, you're not important enough to turn down roles, and if you're going to turn down roles and be a big shot now, you're going to be impossible to live with later on. And so that was kind of a problem I had as a Christian in the voiceover industry in L.A., and I would imagine you would have had similar problems.
Yeah, but I've never hidden my faith, so everybody kind of in the industry knows about it, so they're not surprised. They can think whatever they want to, but those are usually preconceived ideas about Christians anyway, good or bad. So it can't be your number one priority in life, or it'll really mess you up. But if it's a kind of like take it or leave it, then maybe you can survive. But I don't think you can make a living.
Our producer Jan has a question for you, Lisa. Go ahead, Jan.
I watched The Facts of Life when I was a kid, and I liked your character. In one episode, and I've always wondered if this was very difficult for you, your friend wanted to become a nun like your cousin was, and you were very upset about that, and you were asked why, and you said, the day God died, it was the day my parents divorced. And I always wondered, was that one of your more difficult shows? Was it hard for you to have to say that kind of a line?
No, I don't think so, because a lot of kids feel that way, and that doesn't mean that it's right, but a lot of kids do feel that way. And I think in the end, the show really did give glory to God, and that her decision to become a nun, and and her thought pattern becoming a nun, it wasn't mocking God, and it wasn't mocking Christianity and Catholicism. And Blair's character, I think a lot of kids do feel that way, that they do blame God, and unfortunately, didn't get the chance to say it wasn't God's fault.
How did you meet the Lord, Lisa Whelchel?
When I was 10, I lived down the street from a little Baptist church, and my friend and I wanted an excuse to wear a dress, because we never went anywhere that you could wear a dress. So we decided, well, let's wear a dress and go to church. So we did, and my Sunday school class had donuts and orange juice there for Sunday school. And that was a big deal to me. And so I started to go back every Sunday just for the donuts and orange juice, until finally I realized that I felt something there, a love there, and a homeness there. And I kind of stumbled into it. I just, one Sunday morning in church, they asked if you wanted to have Jesus come in your heart, and not even knowing what that meant, I knew I wanted to have this feeling that I had been experiencing. I wanted it in my heart. And so even though I stumbled into it, it took real good, and it really became, even at 10, the whole focus of my life was to serve the Lord at that point.
You mentioned your husband and family. He told me yesterday that you're homeschooling your 3. How's that going for you?
It's going great. I love it very much.
What curriculum do you guys use?
Just a variety. We use Bob Jones for math, but everything else is just hodgepodge, put together what works best for our family and our kids.
Do you use any of the satellites, the Angel Sky Angel satellite, or anything?
No, we don't use that.
Okay. Well, Lisa, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I remember introducing you a number of years ago. You probably don't remember me. At
KBRT Family Reunion at Marineland.
Yeah, was that it?
Yeah.
You remember
I
that?
remember that event.
Do you really?
Huh?
Oh,
We remember you, and
yeah, we sure do.
You remember your Christian album. It was I still have that in my collection. I should have brought it.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, thank you.
Well, God bless you, Lisa. Keep on the firing line.
Well, thank you very much.
Give our love to the family.
I sure will.
And have a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Coming up, Dr. Bob. and then Jane Chastain, who will be on Politically Incorrect Monday night. Pray for. Martin Bobkin talking about the four temperaments next hour.
I have sung for kings and queens all around the world. I've romanced millions with my guitar and a love song. Taj Mahal to Paris, Galveston to Hollywood. I thought I had done it all, then I met you. Now I'm singing a new song, making music for Jesus my King. He is my hero, he's become my everything. Now there's no other song, no higher melody under heaven, the greatest love story, Jesus and me. People call me a winner, but I know what it means to lose. I've seen some high times, I've paid some dues. Paying dues just isn't enough, nothing seemed to satisfy me. Until I met Jesus, I tell you he's alive and I am free. Now I'm singing a new song, making music for Jesus my King. He is my hero, he's become my everything. Now there's no other song, no higher melody under heaven, the greatest love story. Under heaven, the greatest love story. Under heaven, the greatest love story, Jesus and me.
Coming up in a few minutes, Stump Tim and Al. You ask us a question we can't answer, you'll win a $10 gift certificate to my favorite burrito place, Nacho Mama's on Manchester. But next we'll get into the Word. The time, 20 before 9.